So first of all, I would like to know how you became a James Brown impersonator.
Okay, I came from my sister. I would say Virginia. I was about 14. I was in, I think it was 1962. Virginia said, Charles, you got to go see this guy. And I said, who? He's James Brown. And she said, I'll wait at the Apollo Theater. Never been to Apollo Theater. And she said, Charles, I said, I don't want to go see nobody sing. So she said, Charles, come on, I'll pay your way. I'm the youngest brother. So I said, okay. And I went to see James Brown. And when I got into the Apollo, I just noticed that when they brought him on stage, they had these strobe lights, on both sides of the stage, and had this dim light, a purple, and a sharp, bright light was spotting on it. And he ran on stage, dancing, and he turned around, took the microphone, and threw it, came back and fell on his knees. And I thought it was magnetic. And I said, wow, I want to be something like that. And ever since then, I went home, grabbed me a broom, a mop, tie string on it, and throw it and pull it, throw it and pull it, until I learned how to master. And then the first time when I went to Job Corps, I really started getting, I met a band in Job Corps, and I joined the band in Job Corps. And they said, man, you look like that guy, James Brown. So then I learned two songs about him. I think it was, I Can't Stand It When You Touch Me. And the other one's Please, Please, Please. And from that day on, I started learning songs of James Brown. Like right now, I have a repertoire in my brains, 58 songs of James Brown I know by heart. So like everybody want me to do James Brown, because nobody never know I never thought I would end up coming with my own albums and come out. I was just like into James Brown. It was helping me pay the bills and do things like that. And it's something I love to do is music. But eventually, I met Gabe Raw, and I talked with Gabe, and Gabe told me he gonna put me on Sharon Jones' show one day. But he gave me some lyrics to learn, right? But those lyrics, I tried to learn it, but it wouldn't fit my inner, and I couldn't get into it. I tried to get into it. I tried to learn the lyrics. So if the lyrics don't have no feeling to it in my spirit, I can't get into it. And so I tried to learn it. So the day I had to be at the show, when they called me on, when they called me on stage, what I did, I just came on stage, listened to the music, and made my own words up and started singing. And everybody said, the public loved it. But Gabe said, Charles, you didn't do the song that you're supposed to be doing. I said, Gabe, I couldn't learn those words. The word, my spirit would not accept it. And I tried everywhere to make me. I'm a very believer on, some things you just, I don't think you're not born to learn. If you try to learn it and I try to make myself to learn those lyrics, and I couldn't learn it. But I hear the music sound good to me. I had to use my own experience and lyrics inside of me to get it.
You can always like have a break and drink something whenever, yeah. So could you feel the lyrics of James Brown? Could you feel them?
Yes, very much so. Because James Brown, I would say, he's older than I am, I would say, we have like a symbol of the same background, where he came from, the abuses and things that he went through as a child coming up. And by me reading this book and reading series of his book and know his life story, because my mom used to know James Brown. My mom used to hang out with James Brown back in the days, That's why everybody asks me now, are you sure you're not James Brown's son? I said, let me ask my mother. I asked my mother, she said, no, we used to hang out. We was never really that infinite, but we was good friends.
And like, what did you exactly do to like learn the moves and sing like him? Like, what did you do?
But see, I would say like that some of the moves that James Brown did, I already knew how to do it, because back in the days, the dance that James Brown was doing, that was a dance back in the days, they called the slide. And James Brown do that same thing, the slide, but he put his little uniqueness in it. So to learn the dance, it was very easy for me to learn it, because I already know how to do the slide back in the days. And what made me really like James Brown, because he sang some really hard lyrics, music that I can feel and I can relate to. So that's why I like James Brown, because he was like the first person I ever really saw on stage, and he was electrified, and I said I want to be like that, because what really I enjoyed doing my hobby before then, is I was going to school. I was an artist. I loved to paint, and oil painting was my first watercolor painting. I used to love to do that, and that was my highest mark in school. And everything else I practically failed in, but when it came to art, I always made an A in it.
Did you actually, like, did you know that he also participated in some civil rights movement, or was he socially or politically active? Did you know about that, James Brown?
What I know about James Brown, I know about his child life, and when he was in jail, when he used to steal from the rich person and give it to the poor. When he first met his mother, I've been there. I ain't never steal from the rich to the poor, but I've been abused a lot by policemen, policemen and those things, state troopers and stuff like that, and been jumped and beat like that, and living homeless and living in the streets, training and stuff like that. So in that form, I can say me and Jim, I had a lot of experience to relate on those things. I used to shine shoes, make me a little money, you know. Go out in the street, picking up bottles, saving bottles, getting money to keep myself going. I remember my first job I had was working at Blair's Orange Juice Factory, and it was paying me $36 a week, you know. And I used to come home, give my mother about 15, take the rest for myself. You know, it's like street life, and that's where I got my smartness from. Education in school and stuff like that, I didn't have time to get it. I never got the education. I had to learn the street life and learn from that. Like a lot of things that you look at now and read and understand, now I can look at a picture and get that same understanding that you got from reading, because that's why I had to learn from the street life. Learn how to look at something real hard and know what the meaning is. And you ask me, you may read the story and you may know the story. If I look at the picture, I can tell you the story, same story.
So what did you think of him, like when the riot started in '67, you know, in Detroit? He was on stage and he kind of calmed down the crowd and even said, like, please don't panic, please don't riot, just let's dance and sing. You know, what did you think of him? Some said, like, he, like, played into white people's hands. What did you think of him?
No, I don't think that, because like a lot of things I'm going through, a lot of some of that today, and I tell people that's not true. Because the way I look at life, and I'm going to tell you something deeper before that happened, before I knew James Brown, before all this racial and the national things started coming up. When I was about, I'd say about 6, 7 years old, I remember those days that you could not go across that fence. Only the whites is over there and the blacks stays right over here. But I didn't know what that meant. I was too young. But I know this man I used to go, we had a fence to it, and they had a lot of bamboo shoots used to grow right past that. And I used to go up and push the bamboo shoot to look in there. And this white man used to pick me up, bring me over to his side, bring me into his trailer. He lived in a trailer park. And I never seen a TV before. Back in those days, TV was just like this, around little thing. And he said, bring me to his house, give me ice cream and cake, let me watch TV. And when my grandmother called me, he put me back across the fence. I go underneath the house, because our house, but this house high off the ground on bricks. And I used to go under the house. There's a little thing, a little bug they call a dulu. It's a little animal that look like an ant's hole. And I used to play with him. And she said, where you at? She said, I said, I'm under the house playing with Dulu. I come on in the house. Wait, so I was playing with, and man used to come and get me over about 2 years. And my grandmother, my mother, nobody never knew I was going over there eating ice cream, watching TV. And when I learned about all this racial stuff, that was when Martin Luther King came in. That's when I started knowing what colors, black and all white, why I think we all should get along. Cause a baby don't know about all this stuff until you teach them this stuff. And as I got to that age, I started seeing this stuff, and I started realizing what this is. And then I got old enough and got my first job and went upstate New York. I'm telling you, in a different section. Then I really started finding out what racial things was about. I thought I was just like normal like you. I can go, I want a cookie right there. I want this. I got 2 cents, I buy it. I didn't know I could. I had to go in the back to come in and get it in. I was wondering why. I was wondering why I had to go. Why when I had to go to the bathroom, why I couldn't go into the bathroom. I had to learn these things. I didn't know those things. And when I was got my job upstate New York in Poughkeepsie and Wasake, that's when I really saw the true color of racial. And it was very painful. I didn't, because all the things that my innocence that I had inside me, I thought I can do what you do. If you go in the store, I can go in the store too. I used to thought those things. And that's when I started changing and seeing, wow, why we can't do this? Why we just sit in the back of the bus? Why can't we do this? Don't ask no questions, shut up. And so it's kind of stripped me down.
And were you actually part of the civil rights movement, or did you also participate?
I never got involved in that. But one thing I know, one thing I never forget as long as I live on this earth. I think President Kennedy was the most remarkable, loving man I ever met in my life. Because I remember when he was president, and I remember when they put Martin Luther King in jail, and he called down there, said, I will give you 24 hours to let him out of jail. If you don't, I'll come down and get him myself. And a lot of whites hated him. I think a lot of reason why they assassinated him, because he was a liberal-minded person. He was a person of character. He don't look at your color, he look at your quality, what you carried inside. And he was up to me. When he got killed, oh man, I cried like a baby. I learned about Martin Luther King through President Kennedy. I didn't know no truth about Martin Luther King until I saw President Kennedy, the things that he was saying. And I think here, even though Obama is here, the first black president, I still say nobody beat President Kennedy. I loved that man to a heart. Everybody in my family sit and cried off that.
What do you think changed after he got killed?
I don't know. I hope, trust in God, unless Jesus come on this earth again. I don't think we'll never find a person that took his own cross and went forward with it, regardless of what anybody on the world think. If he had this decision in his mind and he knew in his heart it was right, he went after it. And I think a lot of persons nowadays is afraid.
And who was Martin Luther King to you? What kind of meaning did he have to you?
He wanted peace. He wanted all God's children to come together and be one. He wanted the world to be more of I say God with for me. We are nothing but flowers. That's the way I look at it. They got so many, in my eyes, there's so many flowers on the earth, and there's so many colors. Aren't they all beautiful? So we have to learn that we are nothing but flowers. And when we try to destroy one color of flowers to greed of another thing, we're not gaining nothing. We're still keeping the world in corruption, and we need to change that. That's the way I feel. I've always been that way. And now when I went back at my school, I just told you when I was a little guy, I used to go across the fence. That's the way I am. And I'm looking at all the things that I've learned since that thing, but I still have that memory of that loving person. And I ain't seen nothing, no creed of color in there. I used to like just go over there and watch TV. And he never hurted me. Everybody say he could have killed you, could have did everything. You don't know the contents of another human being till you talk to him. That's why I look at it. Sometimes the eyes can tell you the truth. I believe that.
So how did you feel when Martin Luther King was killed?
It hurt. It hurt very deeply. Because he was, I would say he was almost something like him. I believe in honesty. I believe in peoples as peoples. I believe that we are all children of the earth. We're all children of God. I don't care what creed or color you are, you know. There's a lot of people in my own racial. I think they're nothing but the devil. So the devil come in any form. The devil has to have no color to come in you. He can come in any many forms he want to come into. So it's not mean to say, to catch y'all and say, oh, you're white, I don't like y'all. No, I want to know you inside. When I know your spirit, your character, where you carry yourself, that gives me the honesty to really know you. Do I want to be in your presence? Do I want to keep out of your presence?
Did you feel like a lot changed when Martin Luther King was assassinated?
It's changed, but I tell you, a lot of things that's happening now. It is that I think the world, when it comes to like high techs, cell phones, all this modern stuff that mankind have learned how to bring and make out of the gut of the dirt of the earth, that is beautiful, but it's still not changing the contents of man, of human. We are getting more corrupted, more anger. We're still getting more greedier and greedier and greedier. Where we have to learn that we are all on this planet as children of God, and we have to learn how to share on this earth. Because what greater than you gain the whole world and lose your whole soul? If you ain't got no love inside, you have all the money in the world. Yes, you can go and buy all the material things you want to buy, but you're not going to win my love.
Did you feel like things became more militant when he was gone? Like the whole civil rights movement, more violence, or?
I think now it's like with these guns, it's getting out of hand. Or especially in America. Every time I turn the TV on, my head somebody gets shot. It's just like really, and then what it is, I think we in a lost generation. The young kids that's coming up nowadays, my heart reach out to them because they have no morals. You can give them $20 to go out and shoot this person across the street, they'll do it. Because they're babies having babies. 14-year-old kids having babies, 13-year-old kids having babies. And they're living in these projects and they're hiding away. I've seen so much in my life and time, my God. I try to reach out. The ones that really want to learn and really want to reach out, I do my best to help them. But I got to take care of myself, the best of myself. Because I don't been jumped, hit in the head with pipes. One time I was hit one time coming home from doing I was doing construction work. And I was living in an abandoned building at that time. I came home late that night at 3 o'clock in the morning. Two young teenagers, one of them came on, hit me here with a pipe. And I went down, another one hit me on the side of the head. And this ear right here came off. It was hanging off, and then all this, my teeth was all bleeding. So rushed me to the hospital, sewed my ear back up. And I felt very angry. I felt like going and get a gun and just go crazy. But you know, I'm totally against something that I was so angry and was ready to go do it. But I believed in my God so much. He said, "Revenge is mine, forgive them. Walk." But let's just imagine if I would have did it. I would have been in jail. I would have been talking to you. Either somebody, the police would have came and shot me down. You know, so like really I just had to get myself, go someplace in my own little world, moan and cry, pray, and hope God give me strength. You know, I came at it, and then that's why I'm on the project that I live in. I came one day, walking in the elevator. The guy stopped and tried to rob me in there. Because they always see me alone. I'm always alone. I see the world, but when I feel comfortable, when I go in my own little space, I can find things to keep my mind busy, and that's what I do.
So did you understand why the Black Panthers therefore got weapons? Because they probably thought enough is enough, you know, getting beaten up by the police all the time, and finally said like, let's have weapons ourselves. Did you understand why the Black Panther movement became that way?
I think it's more issue than that. The Black Panthers is like really, I think anger's not going to win. I think the greatest gift that you can give to the world, be humble, like Jesus was. Whatever danger or damage will happen to you, if you walk with a good heart and good mind, when you hurt a person like that, then you're hurt the Master, who are creator of all of us. Because he says, go go forward, be humble. And when you do that and you walk to this planet like that, I think it's not the person you really hurting, then you really hurting the Father in heaven who created him and created us. And so I believe that life has its own karma. What you do to another human being, someplace in life, it's going to happen to you. And maybe worse.
Like, what about this song, Say It Out Loud, I'm Black and Proud? Like, was that like an anthem to African Americans? Or what
That
was
was James Brown trying to give the blacks, I said, respect to learn, because we was being downed so much. And because like myself, I don't know why they say black. This is black right here. This is brown. So I still don't agree to that. I'm a dark brown skinned guy. I'm not a black guy. And like the same thing they say with you. They call, you're white. You're not white. You're a very highlight person. That's the way I see it. And so I just try to live on my own spirit, my own culture inside of me. I try to, that's why I don't like when they started preaching about Jesus. Oh, he was black. Oh, he was Jewish. Oh, he was this. Jesus was nothing but a spirit. He can come in many forms that he want to come into. He can come in a black form. He can come in a white form. He can come in this form, any form. So why we are arguing, wondering what color Jesus was? And Jesus was nothing but a spirit. That's why I look at it. And so I ain't going to sit in no church and argue about what color Jesus was. In my heart, I know he was a spirit.
So that song was maybe not very necessary, that Say It Out Loud, I'm Black and Proud? Or
that was one of James Brown era. Try to give the black person some kind of encouragement to be proud of who they are. That's all I can see that as. Because I got to say, like, I've been stripped down from my identity so much. And sometime, I tell you that I remember one time I was like living upstate New York. And I had a 64 Falcon Ford. It broke down. I had to be to work or lose my job. And it was snowing outside, so I got on the road, started hitchhiking to get to work. This guy picked me up, got in the car. We was just starting to get to know one another. The state trooper saw them, and the state trooper got in, came behind us by at least about the 3 miles, put his siren and stopped us. The guy pulled on the side of the road. So when I went to the driver and asked to see his license registration. The other one came on my side and I gave some identification of mine. I gave him identification. He said, where you coming from? I said, I was coming from those apartments where you saw me get in the car. That's why. He said, where you going? I'm going to work. So he said, well, what is the guy named driving? I said, that's something you have to ask him. Why you ask me that? And when I said that, he slung me out of the car, threw me against the car, put the handcuffs on me, and said, nigga, I'll take you to wood and bust your brains up and tell him I found you there. Don't you get wise with me. I said, you asked me for something that I don't know? And then his partner came and took him off and took the handcuffs off me and told me to get in the car and go. And then one day, that's why I left from upstate New York. Then one day, when I did have a little car, I overslept from getting up to go to work that day. And got in the car, and I truthfully, I'm not lying, I was going about 5 or 10 miles over the speed limit. So the police and state trooper stopped me. He said, can I see your identification and your registration? So I showed it to him. Asked him where I was going. I said, I'm going to work. He said, you're under arrest. I said, for what? What did I do? He said, over the speed limit. I said, come on. He said, you got $100? I said, no. He said, you got $100, you're going to jail. I said, come on, you can't give me the ticket. I paid. No, you're going to jail. So he took me to a smaller town called Portland. He went, what's this up in the judge? Yeah. The judge brought me up there and he said, well, the fine is $100. I said, I don't have it. You're going to jail. I said, can I make a phone call? No, you're going to jail. So they took me to Poughkeepsie, fingerprint me, took me into jail. I stayed in. So at the jail, then they let me make a phone call. Because in the city, I called somebody and said, Charles, I'll be there after we get off work to get you out. So there's many things I can just tell you over and over and over what this heart and brainstorm been through, you know. But what keep me loving, what keep me honesty, is my love for God, and that's what keeps me strong. Because my grandmother told me one thing. I said, Grandma, why so much hatred? I started learning about all this stuff I'm done. I said, why people do this? Grandmother said, I said, Grandma, I don't want to live in that kind of world. She said, son, she reached down, she picked up a piece of charcoal. And she said, son, do you know what this is? I said, they use it to burn stuff with. She said, yes, that's true, son, but it's more than that. I said, how can it be more, Grandma? She said, son, when you take a piece of charcoal and you compress it, it'll turn to be a precious diamond. She said, whenever your heart hurt, when people do you wrong, she said, remember that. That kept me strong. My grandmother was a beautiful lady.
So when you look at all this racism and this horror that was being done to black people, can you understand why they volunteered to go to war in Vietnam?
That's why my brother Joe, when he got killed, he told me, he said, Charles, when he was in Vietnam, he was on the first line. He was out there in the front. Joseph told me some stories. That boy suffered. He says, Charles, I'm telling you, one time he said, I was in the battlefield. The Vietnams had came up there. There was no way he can get out. He said, Charles, I had to go in the rice patch. Took a bamboo, go down in the mud and the water where the rice grew up. He said, Charles, it was pythons was swimming right beside me, bubbling against me. He said, I couldn't get up because the enemy was right there. He told me, Charles, brother, when I was captured by the Vietnam, they was getting all the dead bodies and was piling on top of one another. Joseph said he took the blood off the dead people and threw it in his fire and lay off across the thing to keep them alive. And he told us, Charles, I don't care what you do. Don't come to Vietnam. And then when my brother Willie got drafted to the Vietnam War, Joseph, that was a loving guy. I ain't saying because of my brother. If you know, he was a loving person. He told the Army, I don't want my brother Joe or Willie to come to the front line. He said, I will stay 6 more months to keep my brother out of there. And he did. They gave Billy, my brother Willie, office right. And because Joseph said that he would take 6 more months on the front line, and he did. And when he came out to Joe, you know what? I wish I was like you. He said, Charles, no. I don't want you to be like me. Why you think you my heart, brother? He said, Charles, you got a sweet ways. I just love you. And the day before he got killed, I was in his house, and I said, I'll see you tomorrow. I was walking through the hallway, and he ran through the hallway, and he grabbed me, and he hugged me. I said, Joe, what is wrong with you? Excuse me, I said, Nick, I'll see you tomorrow. And he started crying. I said, Joe, I see you tomorrow, okay? He said, Charles, you're my heart. I want you, all my brothers and sisters, you always been my heart. I said, Joe, I'll see you tomorrow. So I went home. I had rented a room for my mom, and I got in my bed and went to sleep. And the next day, my mom came and said, Charles, what is all those policemen outside? I said, Mom, I've been in the house all night. I don't know. So my bed is by the window, so I just pushed the drapes, and I saw fire trucks, ambulance, policemen going. I said, God, the whole block was sealed off. I said, oh my, what's wrong? Something is wrong. So I got up, went upstairs, and threw some water in my face, and I heard my mother scream. She said, Charles, Charles got shot, he's dead. I blocked dead out of my mind. All I said, God, let it be in the leg or the arm or something like that. So as soon as I came downstairs, I ran downstairs to go out the gate to go into the sidewalk. And a hot wind, in the name of Jesus, pierced right through my heart, a burning feeling. And I got nervous. I said, God, what is this? And then this girl came and grabbed me and said, Charles, don't go in your brother's house, please. I said, what's going on? Charles, I don't want to come out of my house, I'm going to tell you. I said, no, I don't want to go in your house. I want to go see about my brother. So I went to the top of her stair, because she lived upstairs. And I stand there, and I looked back down, and I saw my brother's wife get out. I said, Clarice, what's wrong? She said, Joseph got shot, he's dead. Oh my God. That took everything out of me. I ran in front of cars. I ran in front of everything, and nothing would hit me. I want that pain and hurt is so bad. I'd rather a car to hit me and knock me out of my misery to take that feeling. It hurted that bad. And my mom said, Charles, please, son, I can't see myself losing 2 boys. She said, go back in the house, go back in the house. Because I was sick and I just got to the hospital. And so I went upstairs, got in bed, pulled a cover on my head. I was feverish as heck. Got in the bed, pulled a cover on my head. I said, Lord, this is a dream. I know it's a dream. Let me wake out of this dream, and I know you're telling me to do something for you. I said, God, I'll do anything you ask me to do. Let this be a dream. And I laid in the bed for about 5 or 10 minutes. Then I pull a cover on my head and I look out the door, I look out the window. And when I saw that thing says Morgue, and it was a blue van just like that. That's why I'm not that color no more. I saw that and I jumped up. I ran out the house and I went to go in my brother's house because he stayed 3 doors down from my mom. And I said, detective said, you Joseph's brother, ain't you? I said, yes, I am. He said, son, please don't go in there and see your brother. Remember him as he was. And I said, I don't believe this. No. I'm going to say, he said, I can't let you in. I said, you can't stop me. I'm my brother. I have all rights. So I pushed my way in. But God knows in heaven, I wish I never would have done. I wish I never, because that picture will live on my brains the rest of my life. When I went in the house and saw my brother on the kitchen floor, they shot him with a hollow point bullet. His brains was on the floor out of his shell.
Who was that actually? Who killed him?
My sister's kid. That's why I don't like these young kids. They're too crazy. And even now, everything that I go through, my brain is analyze it. That's why a lot of time I don't like to go out. If I go out and do my shows and be around real people, positive people, that's why I can speak. Now before I couldn't say these things to you. It took a while. I had to go to therapy for this. I couldn't speak it. I was walking around like a zombie. You know which way to go or who to turn to or who to open up to. And if you'd have saw me, in 2003 on back, walking in the street, just breaking down, crying for nothing. Just looking at it. When I see a policeman, I cross the street. And sometimes they stop me for no reason. Why you cross over? I don't know. You got something to hide? No. I was just afraid of everybody. I just didn't want no bother. And I used to say, Mom, I can't take no more. She said, son, this is not our home. She said, hold on to God. She said, all I can tell you, hold on to God. And that's what I do.
When you said like this is not a home, or like maybe your own country doesn't even feel like home, like can you understand why African Americans actually want to fight for that country?
I don't know. I tell you, only I look at a lot of African Americans. They got a lot of anger in them, so much anger. I don't know how God made me. Didn't anticipate and turn to that anger. Sometimes I get angry. I do. I'm not gonna lie to you, say I don't. But I get very quiet, and I go in spiritually modus, and I ask God to help me think through it. That's why I look at all my brothers and them. Says they all have kids. I'm the only one said I'd be damned if I bring my child into this world. Looking at this world, I would be. I bring a child in this world with the half. Like it was half the thing. They don't kill me. So I'm not gonna allow my child to go through this. I asked God. I said, God, if I take the beating down here on earth, let me meet my child in heaven. That child that you created, that you were going to give to me. Let him pass this stage, and I meet him in heaven or her in heaven when I get in heaven. I know God can create and do all those things. So that's what my prayer with him.
Did the army try to draft you? Actually?
Yeah, and I had crazy, I'm being honest. Because Joseph told me to stay out of that. I went down there, I had crazy. I did it deliberately. Because Joseph told me, Charles, there's not a place you belong at. Stay out of there.
What did you think of Muhammad Ali when he said he didn't want to go?
I think that was just, he was in this righteousness mind. I think he wasn't a violent person. He didn't start this war. Why should he have to go and fight for it? And ever since I've been on this planet have not been justice to me at all. I'm just started feeling a little justice in 2003. And I was on my urge of giving up right then. I can say when I was that's why Tom Bennett went with me one time. He wanted to go back in my history with me. He went to California with me and traveled to all the jobs that I've been to and I work at. One of the jobs that really hurt me and it's still on my brain, and it gave me a bad record for something I didn't even do. I was working at called Captain's Bill's Charles on Sausalito doing burgers. And they always have a special burgers to make it so many ounce. And so I learned the method. So I made everything so beautiful. Like, and this is how it started, because everybody was wondering how he learned these things so fast. I make about 200 burgers, weigh them in the ounce, 5-6 ounces. Make my lettuce and tomatoes and onions, slice on the sheet pans, ready to go. Have my buns ready, blanch my French fries, ready to go. So then about 3 or 4 minutes before it opened up, I put 10 burgers on. Soon I turned those 10 burgers, I put another 10 burgers on. When I put I turned that on. So the first one, 10, gonna be well done. Next one gonna be medium, next one gonna be rare. So I had a method of myself doing it so fast. So this lady came at me for a medium burger, so I gave it to her. And she was one I got it so fast. She was a waitress. I gave it to her. She came back, I don't like this, and give me another one. I said, okay. I gave her another one. Now she messing my pattern up. I said, okay. She 3 times she did it. So I took the burger and I went to the customer. I said, excuse me, sir, is there anything wrong with this burger? He said, I was getting ready to get up and walk out. He said, so the lady came, you don't come over there and bother my customers like that. You shouldn't do that. I said, lady, if you do your jobs, I make my job rough, I wouldn't have to do that. She said, oh, you think you know it all? I said, it takes one to know another. When I said, she said, I'll fix you. I forgot all about it. Next day I came to work doing my same setup, getting the set up. This guy, about 6 feet something, came there and picked me up and threw me against a concrete wall, knocked me out cold. I was on the ground, on the floor. Then all of a sudden I snapped, and I said, man, what is wrong with you? And then all of a sudden he picked me up, threw me over the hot grill, and I felt the heat coming to my back. And I'm trying to, couldn't get away from it, it was too big. So it was a knife. And I grabbed the knife and I went, boom. But I didn't cut him. I cut his shirt and he cut me loose. When he cut me loose, he said, nigga, I'm gonna kill you. That's what he said to me. And then I grabbed me a weapon. But when I was going, we was coming to it was something on the floor. I slipped and I fell on the floor. And then he started beating me in the face. And I said, God, I don't deserve this. What is this? And underneath the refrigerator, it was a pig fork. And I grabbed the pig fork and he jumped off me. So he coming in with the chair and I'm coming with the pig fork. The police come there, click, put the gun on my head, say, move again, you're dead. Don't move, don't move. And so I'm sitting there and I drop everything to put the handcuffs. I said, this guy came out on my job in the back of the, I don't want to hear it. Tell it to the judge. I went in jail, stayed in jail 30 days. And then when they called me to court, they said, well, the judge wrote the strip. The judge said, I want everybody in my chambers room. They went in the chambers room, then they said, yeah, man, if I let you out on OR, will you come back to court? I said, I come back, I ain't did no wrong. So I came to court, the guy never came to court. The guy never came to court. So he said, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you 3 years probation and you can go. I could just cheer you on and on. Why you think I stay to myself? That's why I don't want to be bothered. It's just that enough is enough. I don't know how much more this brains can take. I meet people, I love them. I show my love, quality, dignity, honesty. What else can I ask of me? I'm not here to hurt nobody. All I've been is trying to pursue my dreams, or go after things that I want in life. Yes, I did wrong one time. You'll see, I'm the perfect child. When somebody tries to take something from me, and I know it's mine, I fight for it, but I get in trouble off that. So, where do you draw the line at in life? Where? Tell me. And this is the way I feel every day. When I walk out into the streets, when I see a policeman, I see anybody, I drive within the speed limit. I carry if I may have no reason to be out there, I'm in there with my mom. My mom tell me some things now that I never knew of her. Because me and my mother really started talking in 1994. And the things that she told me. I understand why she had to run around, why she had to do things and what she was doing. Back in those days, in the segregation days, boy, she was going to hell. So I understand her meaning, her motives. And when a person is hurting so much, sometimes all they want to be is caressed and hold. And that's why she went with these different men. She didn't know what she was doing. She was young. I got it out of me, you know. It's like it hurt while it was coming out, but see, I'm learning the quality. I'm learning how to really, but when it hurt, I'm gonna show you that it hurt. But I'm learning how to deal with it now. And go like, look, I got a chance in front of a lot of people now to show who the true quality of me is. Now, I'm going to turn and be corrupt, a bad person? No. No, I think God brought me through this for a reason, where I can express this to the world.